What's good, everybody? Relatively Speaking Pod, episode 38. Back in your life on a bit of a somber Thursday. I knew the date, but I needed to check the day of the week. Thursday, September 11th today.
To say the least.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really want to be here.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
But we're doing it. And it's part of why we're doing this podcast, so we can, see ourselves in all the different ways.
Yeah, I think
we can converse in the joyful moments and the sad moments and the I'm just being annoyed moments. Today's one of those days, which we'll get into. But yeah, to start, it's September 11th. 2025, 24-year anniversary.
Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I was at home, but I can remember it. I was going to say, do you remember like how you found out and stuff?
Yeah, I remember. I had just woken up to go to school.
Yeah.
I was living with my dad, and my mom called on the home phone because I didn't have a cell phone at the time, and she said, my dad was already gone to work, so she said, turn on the news.
Yeah.
And I remember turning it on the news on the TV in my dad's room. And then the first thing I thought was I had a history report that was due that day. And I was like, man, I hope this means I don't have to turn it in because it's definitely not done.
But we went to school, right?
Yeah, we did go to school. And I remember getting to school and my history teacher, who I actually really liked history in school, probably because of this teacher. And I remember we got there. And on the whiteboard, he had written like something to the effect of like signs of war or like, anatomy of a war, something along the lines of how this attack was going to start a war. And then as he's getting ready he was going to do the right thing and walk us all through what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Then the principal of the school, who was just an absolute...
You were in 8th grade, right? I think you were, because I think I was in 5th grade.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been 7th or 8th grade. 7th or 8th grade. Because it was 2001, right?
Yeah, I think you're 3 grades ahead of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were at Newhart.
I was at Newhart.
Yeah.
Yep. So the principal gets on the loudspeaker right as school starts. Because remember how they used to do, like, the whole school would do the Pledge of Allegiance together? Principal comes on the loudspeaker. And he says, okay, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I want to address all faculty that there will be no discussions of the events that have taken place today by order of the district. You're all to go about curriculum as, like, scheduled.
Dang.
And I remember being so upset because I wanted somebody to explain to me what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And he was going to.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, I was too young. I don't remember like any of that, but I specifically remember it was the same thing because we were getting up to go to school, and I came out of my bedroom and my mom was crying, watching the TV, watching the news. Like, I think she was on the phone with one of my aunts or something, and going, explaining. They were talking through what was happening because I'm assuming at that time, nobody really knew what it was, like right when it happened.
No.
By the time it was on the news, maybe it was the second plane that was hitting, so we thought it was an act of terror. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem, based on what I can remember and how my mom was reacting, it didn't seem like it was just like an accident.
No.
It was obviously tragic either way if a plane ran into the building. But, yeah, dude, I remember that. That was crazy. And then what's gnarly too is that was 2001. That was the first year I started watching football, and the Patriots won their first Super Bowl that year with Tom Brady, and it was the Patriots.
Yeah.
For America.
Yep.
2001 started like their like dynasty.
Yeah, and remember there was the New York Yankees played that night or the next day it was that the next day I think they played, and it was like a big deal that they played because New York was still there's still like a dust cloud.
Crazy. Well, speaking of that, that's a nice transition because I saw last night the Yankees played and they put up
Yeah, they did a
memorial thing for Charlie Kirk and a moment of silence for him. So not only are we dealing with 9/11, but I think another day that's going to go down in American history is
no doubt
9/10/2025. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And obviously, I mean, this podcast is not for, who the fuck knows what this podcast is, to be honest. Basically, at this point, we're shooting a home video, and we're going to look back on this in 50 years and see when we were strong and young and handsome, when we're fat and gray,
that's the attitude.
Sipping Kool-Aid on our front porch.
Ooh, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, who knows? Fucking Arnold Palmer's or whatever.
What are they? Not Pedialyte. That's for babies. What's the stuff? Ensure, that protein drink for old people.
Yeah, hopefully we're not drinking that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go with it. Obviously, I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
I'm Christian, conservative, husband, father of 3 little babies, and yesterday definitely hit home. I don't know, for a number of reasons. I actually had become a very big fan of Charlie Kirk in the last probably 2 years. And like I said, I don't care which side of the
that's not
spectrum
totally
or
not
whatever
the point. Yeah.
you're on. I don't need to justify anything or whatever.
Absolutely
I have
not.
friends and family on both sides, and that doesn't matter. But I think I don't really even know how I came across him, but regardless of how you feel about what he thinks or whatever, what he was doing, I feel like most people can respect and think that it's pretty cool. Just his story being, not going to college. I mean, he's 31 years old. I think Turning Point USA has like over 1,000 employees. He's obviously a multi-millionaire, very well read. You can disagree with his opinions and stuff, and that's totally fine. And I don't know that I agreed with all his opinions. But just the fact that I can't remember, he always called it something. It's like when you're like self-educated, it's like a term, because he, didn't get a formal education, but he essentially,
self-taught, or
but there's like a word for it. Like he's like a something. And that's because, he just read a lot and was doing this from like he's only 31, like a very young age.
Didn't he start it like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think even a little bit more than that.
Yeah, 10 or 12. I think like I saw 19, so it would have been like 12 years ago.
And I've seen some of his story about, like going to like different political things when he was like right out of high school.
Yeah.
And even I think in high school, he started to like, be curious about some of this stuff. So it's just like crazy, that he had. And then, some of his old videos, he was just showing up on college campuses with a little table and no crowd, and just involving, college kids in conversation. And like I said, people will say that his thoughts were hateful or whatever the case may be, but the guy was showing up to campuses and willing to have debates, and it was just really cool. And I feel like I've seen one, it's being showed now a lot, but I had seen it at the time, and like he was talking about how like when you stay silent is like when like violence happens, and like why he's doing this, and the point of it is because you need to be able to have open dialogue with people that you don't agree with.
Right.
And we need to live in a world where I think this and you think that, and we can talk, and I'm not going to punch you in the face or shoot you in the throat.
Yeah.
And when you can't do that, when I am looking at you as you're so evil because you think something that I don't believe, and you can't sit down and speak to one another in a
have a conversation
way,
without getting
then that's when we have violence, and that's when society is, not growing, and it's just not a world that we would like to live in.
No, and
it's not what the United States was based on and why we're the best country in the world.
No. And I think I don't know that I haven't been not on like social media, so I haven't seen a lot of things, but different people have texted me stuff, and the thought I just had listening to you talk about that was Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
And how, but I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk to him in that way,
well,
but just
like
to think
thing going around.
Oh, really?
He's this generation.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well,
Martin
there you
Luther,
go.
yeah.
Just that for all intents and purposes, like Charlie Kirk isn't he's a political figure in the sense that he has a political platform.
Yeah.
But he's not an elected official.
Yeah.
He's not, he was an advisor to the president, but he wasn't in elected office. So the thing to me that is unsettling is that someone who was just being outspoken and having an opinion about something that someone else didn't like.
Yeah.
And obviously you could make the argument that his platform isn't insignificant. It is, it was significant, and there was a target on him, but to think that that's where we are as a nation, how polarized things are, is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
That regardless of, like you said, regardless of what you believe, who you believe, if you believe, a man can marry a dog or a dog can marry a man, like whatever your ideology is, whether you believe in Jesus or you don't, like there's no excusing this. And that's the thing. The one thing I did see was that people have been like celebrating it.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, but again, the same amendments in the same Constitution that protected Charlie's right to say and do everything he was doing with the freedom of without being persecuted for it. These other people that are essentially like taking a victory lap right now are protected by the same thing. Yeah. So it's just,
it's wild.
It's
wild.
And like you said, I think the thing too that's heavy for me was just thinking about like, he just left for work.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't get to go home.
Yeah.
And
that's the part that's just like crazy, because, there was the MSNBC guy and certain people, and, people's, they don't know much information on the shooter at this point, if any, that the public's knowing, but it was like, oh, maybe it was a celebration and by the crowd, and one of his own people was firing off a gun,
shot him by accident. Yeah.
And then it was like saying, that he's with his hate speech and stuff like that. And here's the thing that we were talking about, with it just being, it made me sick to my stomach yesterday. It's like, I'm sure you can get into different political points of view that he had with whatever, freaking Israel, Gaza, different things. But at the end of the day, I've watched hundreds of this guy's videos. For the most part, he's extremely respectful.
Oh, yeah.
He obviously, he's like, he appears to practice what he preaches. Mm-hmm. I clearly don't know him personally, but seems to be a great family man. He's a young dad, husband, father. And even though he's, quote unquote, he is famous, but like what he did yesterday was go to work. He went to work.
Totally.
If you were to leave to go to work and just get shot at work and not come home to your family, and it wasn't an accident, like it would be horrible if we heard that Charlie Kirk died in a car crash yesterday.
Totally.
But somebody saw out ending his life because what he believes, what he thinks.
And not even just that he was intentionally taking a stand and not being afraid to be vocal and like raise his voice about it.
Yeah.
And
so that part is just like really, really super, super heavy, that, his kids don't have a dad anymore. His wife doesn't have a husband. Like, it's just freaking super, super heavy and dark and twisted. And yeah, it was not cool. I opened up like, obviously because of all the algorithms and stuff, like his videos are constantly on my YouTube, and I opened up my phone yesterday and like the first person I saw was Sean White, like post that he had been shot. And I was just like, what the heck? So I typed in on Twitter. Well, I didn't even have to type anything on. I just right when I opened it. No, he was just trending. So I clicked Charlie Kirk and the video pops right up, and it was clear as day. Like, it was crazy how good of footage you got. I mean, shot directly in the end. And I'm like texting our family, and I'm like, dude, unless there's a miracle here, he's dead. Like, right. he's 100% dead. Like, he got shot in the neck, and it didn't look like it skimmed his neck. Like, so I'm thinking
all the angles I saw were okay, not good.
Dude just got assassinated. We're gonna find out in 10 minutes he's dead. And then it became like he got to the hospital with a pulse. Mm-hmm. I saw another video. There's like 6 security guards like rushing him out, holding his neck, throwing him in the back of an SUV, and then like taking off to get him to the hospital. He got to the hospital and was like still alive. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, is this guy gonna like come through? And then we find out, an hour or 2 later that he passed, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, dude, just real dark day.
Yeah.
For America. This is not,
Yeah. And immediately too, and has like, it's kind of a little morbid, but I immediately, like, you brought up the MLK thing, but I was just like, dude, this, like, in terms of his like legacy, I mean, he's a martyr.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's a young guy in the prime of his like career that was assassinated. Like, he's going to be an American, like, he's not, I don't want to say a legend.
No, but he's a hero.
But like, he's going to be like in books and things, are like, he's going to be somebody that, like, he's a major factor why Donald Trump won.
I mean, you could argue that he is the factor.
Like, the way he turned out the youth to vote in this last election was like, there's clear statistics that what Turning Point USA did, like, swung the vote to.
I can't even remember what the number was, the amount of people that they registered to vote.
Yeah, and it was like a swing of like 10%, which was like so massive. Like, I mean, like I said, it's not about that, but when it happened, I was just like, dude, that is like, that's insane. That he was already, regardless of what happened, and obviously you only can wish he could have lived a full life and died an old man. And he would have been in history then still, but then the fact that he freaking gets taken out for it, it's just like almost like adds to it, sad, messed up way.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, what is it called when you, what's the word? When you not cauterize, but when you like solidify something, there's no question about the impact that he, and the voice that he had. And the thing that's, one of the churches that I mix had like a pretty close relationship with him. He did a thing at their church, and Charlie interviewed these pastors, and I mixed them last night. So their whole service was like explaining to their congregation what happened, and it's pretty gnarly, but the pastor was talking about how Charlie Kirk will be the greatest martyr of our generation.
Dang.
And to really understand what that means is like complicated, and I don't even know that I fully understand it, but I can wrap my head around the fact that I just wonder if he had any other belief system in the world, like if he was even Mormon or, if he would have, but he was martyred, and that's gnarly.
Yeah.
And the entire world watched it happen.
Yeah.
And the
That's what's
videos aren't
crazy.
going, they're
That's
not
what's-
getting taken down.
That's what's crazy too.
Like it's not, there's no like, that's the thing about it that I told Sarah yesterday. She's like, oh, I just saw another video from another angle. And I was like, babe, you got to get off the internet.
Yeah.
Like you can't watch, you cannot watch. The one that I saw was so graphic. I like almost threw up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was like, babe, dude, she's like, I just wanted to know how he was doing. I was like, well, then type it into Google and see if there's an update. Don't be looking for updates on TikTok where there's absolutely zero, you know, and that's the thing that's scary. She told me, and I think she texted in our group about how she was at Chick-fil-A with the little kids after she dropped Finn and Lou off at youth group, and some mom and daughter were sitting there watching the footage.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this isn't like us. This is like, this guy got murdered.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just, oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah. It's so
But,
insane.
you
So
know.
insane. But yeah, so we were talking like, how do we
What
do the pod and where do we go from here? And obviously it's not an easy transition, but like I said to Jay off air, I feel like that's important in doing these podcasts and you know,
I can't just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, can't pretend. And we didn't want to solely talk about that, but it's also like heavy on us. And, but you know, it's even crazy to just think about. But yeah, dude, life goes on, and it's wild that you're here today and you can be gone tomorrow, and just everything continues. We're gonna all be talking about him for, you know, and he was huge and famous, so he's gonna get a little bit longer of a conversation and a grieving, but then the world just keeps going, and you gotta learn how to just pick up and go. And it isn't easy, and it sucks. But yeah, we're going to do our best to continue this pod and talk about how shitty my body feels now.
You got a
top of my mind, and
ultra race in 10 days.
Last, dude, 9
days.
Yeah.
Not feeling great.
Not feeling great. But I don't know. I go back and forth. It's a hard thing when you're coming up against the actual race, though,
to know what to do.
Well, I just feel like I have to keep reminding myself that like the work is done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that
the base is built.
I prepared
Foundations
accordingly.
there. Yep.
And now I just got to show up, but it's hard to wrap your mind around like the period of time where you're like tapering.
Mm-hmm.
Your like mind knows it's about to do something very hard, and you want to like continue to prepare yourself for it,
but you can't.
But you like shouldn't, because it's the rest and recovery and feeling good day of is more important than running extra miles right now. But there's like a tension there. So yeah, this week's been tough. I'm dealing with a bunch of other bullshit with our house and stuff with work, and now these two big freaking historic events. I'm just like, ugh.
And the one thing you want to do is just go for a long run.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so yeah, we ran Shasta Valley again, Jay and I and Marin, on Friday, so 6 days ago. And that thing is insane, dude. It was worse the second time than the first.
Yes. Significantly worse.
And I don't know why. Again, so you go through these and so Jay and I are doing, and Marin. So we all signed up to do a 50. It's actually 52K.
52-ish is what they're calling it.
In Redding in October, but I'm doing a 50K in next weekend in Orange County. So I'm like ahead of them in preparation for that one. So you do, 6, 8, 10, 12 week prep for the race. So, we were at different places, and I had run a 20-mile trail run the previous.
Let's just be specific. You ran a 5 mile loop four times
Yeah.
because you are psychotic and just needed to add more mental anguish to yourself. Like, oh, hey, look, there's the same tree again. Oh, hey, look, there's that tree again.
Was that on the Saturday? That was a Saturday.
That was a Saturday.
Okay,
Yep.
So I did that on Saturday, with elevation and everything. And I actually felt fantastic. That's something that I can hang my hat on going into this race. I wasn't even like sore after, really. And I pushed it pretty hard on that fourth loop and did the 20 miles. And then the three of us went and did Shasta Valley, which is, I don't know, is it considered like the gnarliest thing you can do here? One of them.
In Reading?
Yeah.
I mean, probably. There's another one. There's Matheson Mountain, which is another gnarly one, but I think Valley's probably the craziest.
Yeah. So then we did that on Friday. So that was only 6 days after. And that 20 miles that I ran, that put me at like 60 something miles for that week. After a month of doing 50 plus miles a week. So I was pretty worked.
Yeah.
Definitely the most I've ever worked volume wise, on top of doing CrossFit workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I knew, I'm like, Shasta Valley is like my that's my last hard training. I'm going to do that and I'm going to get smoked. And boy, did I. Boy, did all three of us.
Yes.
Marin had never done it. Jay and I had done it a month before, maybe.
Almost exactly a month before. Yeah. Actually less than that. Because we did it before I went to Costa Mesa. So we did it on like the 16th of August.
Yeah, so it was
3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was more than 3 weeks, but maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe exactly 4 weeks. I don't know. Anyways, Marin, again, we give it up to you. You're an absolute savage,
move on,
dude.
Just pretend he wasn't there.
So he
crushed
is
it.
able to do it. He's amazing. Now he struggled. Don't get me wrong. We all struggled. Like this thing. So it's 8 miles up, and it is literally straight up. There's no, and that it's crazy because the first time we thought it was like hard. We were like, holy shit, we underestimated that. And somehow it was harder the second time. There's no point where you can actually run. I want to know, like it'd be so sick to see like Max do that, like a professional. I want to know, can they actually run up that entire thing? Because it's insane how steep it is. And Marin was like talking about it, and I never thought of it this way, but he was like on the phone with Sarah, and he was like saying how it's like man-made. It's not like a natural thing, and they just essentially went straight up a mountain. He's like, it's so much different than the mountains in like where he's from and different countries and other things that we've done. He was like expecting it to be like Chemise, where it's, what are those called? Like
switchbacks,
like the whole way up. So then you kind of are like gradually going up, and you have like footing, and you can, but like this is just a straight climb all the way up.
It does kind of switch back towards the top.
Towards the top, it does. But for the majority of it,
you're going
like
just straight up the ridge.
And it's like sandy. It's like hard to get footing. So you do a 3 mile run to get to like a 3 mile run uphill, but road to then get to
the gate where it gets.
And then that's like a straight up sand dune. And then you're climbing that for 5 miles.
Yeah.
And then you're running down, and you have to walk the majority of it because it's literally impossible to run it. I would be like, like that's what I'm saying. I want to see like a freaking pro do it because it's so hard. So you get up to the top, and this time I don't know what it was, but my heart rate like couldn't come down. I'm pretty good about keeping a low heart rate. My heart rate was like through the roof. I felt like.
Yeah, what did your average end up being?
It ended up not being very high. It was like
you just felt like it was,
but I like just kind of couldn't catch my breath.
Yep.
I feel like it was just from being overworked.
Oh, dude, 100%.
I was just like
central nervous system was just, or you went into it, zapped.
Yeah, so I was pretty fricked. We totally screwed up the water situation not screwed it up. There's kind of nothing else we could do, but Marin didn't have a way of bringing water. The like backpack vest thing that we have that we carry water in, his didn't come in time. So we brought extra for him, but we ended up needing that. And then we got to the top, and then my biggest fear in races is cramping. That's like the only way that I feel like I couldn't finish a race. And what's kind of cool about an ultra is I would just like take my time to kind of recover and then just continue. But if you've never had like serious cramps in your hamstrings and quads and calves, it's the worst pain ever. And it's like debilitating in the fact that you like can't move, because when you start to move, it just cramps worse and you're getting like a Charlie horse. And I tend to get that. And we talked about, and I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you talk about your experience here, but we sweat way more this time. I don't know why. I don't know if it was hotter.
I was literally walking up with the points where I was just shuffling my feet, and I'm watching water come to the tip of my hat and drop down, and I'm watching just puddles of water fall off my hat, and I was like, we don't have enough water.
Yeah.
We don't have enough water.
I was sweating so much more than the first time, and I don't know why, but so then that led to me cramping super bad.
Yeah, dude, my hat was white when we got to the bottom. It was just covered in salt.
Yeah, you just have flaky salt on your freaking neck.
Yeah, just lick that thing. Yeah. I wonder if that's a thing you could do.
What, catch your sweat and drink it?
No, like if your hat's covered in salt, because it's what your body, if you can lick it.
Hat? Yeah. You probably could.
That's a hack.
Yeah, so I cramped as we started to come down, and I was just like, oh my God, if like this could be devastating.
Well, I think the factor for you was you guys waited for me for quite a while, because I was probably like 15 or 20 minutes behind you getting to the top. And I think that was the biggest factor in you cramping. I think
it definitely played a role.
Yeah.
Sitting and getting kind of cold, but still the water and the electrolytes and everything, the fact that I sweat so much. So I'm coming down and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna it's hard to walk. We have 8 miles to go. Like, am I gonna have them have to freaking, like, what are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, they start sharing some of their electrolytes and stuff, and then Marin gave me like a stick of Element that you would like pour in a drink, that he had like a quarter of it left, and I just put that in my mouth, and that I think was like the biggest factor. I just did it without like water, and it just like instantly it kind of went away. So then I was able to run, and I'm like, all right, boys, I'm out of here, because I was afraid that if I stopped for a second, it would happen again. So I was like, okay, I'm not cramping, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
And surprisingly, I remember the first time I ever did a trail with Marin was Shamis, and I guess it is just totally different. But dude, he freaking sprinted down it. Like, he was running so fast. So I was like, he's going to crush on this downhill.
No, this is not you don't sprint down this.
And he like couldn't. Yeah. He was having a really hard time coming down with his quads, and then he got blisters on his feet on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just hard as hell. So we ended up.
Then you get back to the road and you're like, I have to run a 5K.
Yeah, you and Marin did not enjoy that part. I was just like, dude, at this point, just get me back to the car.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. But Marin had a hard time with that, because he said that was like mentally the toughest part. Was like,
well, it's just you come around every corner and it's like, oh, still not there. Oh, still not there.
Yeah.
Oh, still not there.
Yeah. And so that was tough.
Yeah.
But we did it, and we got, dude, I literally was actually like fried. It was like weird.
Mm-hmm.
I came home and I was so like out of it.
Really?
Dude, I fricked up my like central nervous system, dude. I was like sitting there like, oh, dude, I'm like not my like self. This is like kind of a weird feeling. I like couldn't sleep. I was kind of like angsty, and like I was like, what do I do? I wasn't hungry. I was kind of like nauseous feeling. Sip ended up making me like broth with, it was like soup, but it was kind of more like pasta-y. it was just like these noodles that kind of just, she cooked the noodles in the broth.
Okay.
And so it like soaked them
Kind of
up.
like carby water, like bread, brothy.
Yeah. So it wasn't like a ton of the liquid.
Yeah.
And I like ate that, and that actually like really helped. I was
Nice.
like, oh, I feel so much. And then I came over and did the cold plunge.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I kind of like came back to life and felt like good. And yeah, started to feel better, but I just feel like I'm just cooked still.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, like, now is a taper week. I've brought my miles down fairly significantly. But like I was saying, it's like you get in your head, I'm like, oh, dude, okay, like it's going to be longer than that, which I still think.
Are you eating a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm incorporating more carbs.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm trying to do it properly.
Yeah. Right.
Had some cornbread with my chili last night.
Oh, dude, it's chili season,
sometimes
bro.
I try and push away the cornbread. Last night I didn't.
Like, come to daddy.
On that,
come to daddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
it's yeah. I'm nervous, but that's why I sign up for things like this.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. I think
I want to face those fears.
Like the Apostle Cam Hanes said, right? You want to know what it feels like to break. Yeah,
this won't break me.
No, I don't think that it will. I just mean but yes, that
was gnarly.
Emphasis. Or
when he said that gave me
Reverend Cam Hanes.
That gave me chills, dude. Yeah. That was insane. But that's kind of is where we're at in life right now. Mm-hmm. Being a couple of psychopaths, it's like, how far can we push this thing?
Yeah, I was pretty smoked.
It's so funny. Did I tell you? I think I texted it in our text. I think it was the next day or something. Same day. Sunday was like running in the yard,
that was great.
Spraying water on herself, saying, "I'm doing a 50 miler. Give me some water.
Give me some water."
She was like putting it on her head because she watches the videos with me and like sees that they like do that.
Yeah.
And she's like spraying the hose on the back of her neck.
Dude.
Like, doing a 50 miler, Dad. And I'm just like, that's what's up.
Have you, because I know you sent me the list of all the aid stations are well stocked, which is good.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to carry?
Yeah, I don't know yet for sure. If I had to take, what I assume I'm going to take as of right now, I'm going to I'll have 2 Go bars in my vest, 5 gels, a water of G1M, a regular water, and then I'm going to ask Marin if I can get some of those element packets, take like 2 or 3 of those, and just have that with me. And then I'm not going to take the handheld, I don't think, because I'm just going to continue to refill those.
I don't think I was going to say don't, because you're going to be able to get water.
So I'll get water, and then when I finish, I might bring a packet. I probably should bring a Ziploc of G1M too, just in case. But so I'll have the G1M, I'll have the regular water, and then I'll pour electrolytes into the water when like at some point when I'm refilling. Trying to figure out what I'm going to eat before, probably like toast, peanut butter, honey, banana, G1M, coffee.
Have you done any?
And then during the run, I will like eat something at the aid stations, probably other than the Go bar. But I kind of, this is my first one. I'm just going to kind of have to see. Mm-hmm. And I'll be able to report back for when we do the second one and, have a better idea of what to do and when to do and how I felt. And, is it going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, we're at 26 miles and I'm absolutely fricked because, that's what the farthest I've ever done? Or is it like, oh yeah, we could have done a 50 miler. Like, it's at a slower pace. It's with getting the food. It's so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's crazy.
It's just, the whole thing is just, it's more about the preparation. Like you said, it's more about that. To me, I just want it to be October 18th already. Because like you said, like the base is built.
Yeah.
we had a conversation about when I built my training plan for this, I used ChatGPT to do it. And you asked the question of how did you prompt it? Did you give it a finishing time? Did you?
Yeah.
So I went back and I asked it, could I do the Jackalope tomorrow?
Yeah.
Said based off of my training history, could I do the Jackalope tomorrow? And the response was actually very like intuitive. Basically the response was, you could do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But your recovery is going to be significantly longer than if you spent the time like actually, because your base is there.
Yeah.
40 plus miles a week, CrossFit, like you're ready to do it.
Yeah.
But you're going to be in a lot more pain than you would be otherwise. But so to me, and now it's like in the thick of it, I'm in week 4, week 3, whatever it is. And it's like, damn.
Yeah. It's hard. The training is
to think
is
like,
hard.
Yesterday I went and it was a Wednesday and I did a 10-mile run on a Wednesday. Like, what?
Yeah.
And it honestly, like, it was hard, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's what's crazy just to think about. What I'm trying to be encouraged by is that I'm able to like ramp up into this enough where I'm tired. Like I told Sarah before I left yesterday when she was walking out the door at the kids' school, I was like, I don't have any idea how I'm going to go do this right now.
Yeah.
Cause I was just Tuesday's workout at the gym just kicked my ass.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was, but it hurt. And I got up Wednesday morning and I was just like zapped.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Same. Yeah.
And so it's almost like, I don't want to keep like week after week of just feeling like this. I just want to go and do it.
Yeah.
So, but like you said,
I feel like part of it too, though, is, and it's tough because the training is the difficult part. The race is going to be the reward, but
that's so funny that you phrase it that way, because I feel like that's how you have, the training is almost like
gotta, as douchey as it is, you gotta like lean into it and embrace the suck.
Yeah.
You just gotta,
yes.
You gotta just like enjoy it. Enjoy being able to go and run 10 miles on a Wednesday and feel accomplished and know that there's a purpose behind it.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what's cool. Like, that's kind of where, and I'm really stoked that you signed up for the Jackalope, because that's kind of where I was struggling. I feel like we were butting heads on our running, and I was trying to get you to go run with me, and you, but previously before like the full marathon that I did, and you were kind of in a place where you were like, I just want to like run.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I like to have a goal at the end.
Yeah.
And they're both completely fine, but they're at opposite ends of the spectrum.
For
and for
sure.
me, it's like, it's so much easier to just be like, dude, I feel bad. I'm not running today if I don't have anything to train for.
Mm-hmm.
But when you make the decision, I'm putting a training plan together.
You have to.
I'm running for this race, and I have a goal to beat this time. The only way I'm doing that, the only way I'm finishing, the only way is if I do this training. And then you go on that Wednesday and you do that 10-mile run and you check that box, and you can go to bed happy that night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did it. And then, like I said, it literally is like, you get to have that moment when you cross that finish line at the end of the race. Like, dude, I trained my ass off for this, and I finished something that's really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like too, with this race in particular, with a marathon, with any mileage that we do, I feel like we're going to feel like I was saying, oh, we could have done a 50 mile. I bet you we're just going to be completely spent at the end of whatever it is that we did, because we're going to push it to get us to that point.
Yeah.
And so I bet we're going to feel smoked and like, dude, there's no way I could do 50 miles, but you signed me up for a 50-mile race. I'm going to get that one done too. And then, and it's just like your mind and your body is going to get you to where you need to go. And so
the question I'm asking myself is, I think in the middle of yours, you're going to be wondering what's next. Yeah. I think you're going to be pondering that while you're doing it, because that's just how you are.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when that thought is going to come for me, because I know that it will.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen when I finish the jackalope. I
Yeah.
think it'll be days or weeks
Yeah,
after.
when you finish the jackalope, you're gonna probably be like, nice, I can take a little rest.
Yeah, but I still got to decide if I want to keep the streak alive or not. So,
Well,
you know,
yeah, but
that's 42 minutes a day.
yeah, that's not too bad.
Nothing, no. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see because I think, and I could be wrong about when it's going to hit you because I think you're already thinking that way. But when it actually settles in, like, okay, what's next? And when that happens for me, and because I know that it will, because this isn't the last thing I'm ever going to do, but it's kind of like,
I think that this is a super, well, I've already been, it's funny that you say that too, because I've already been thinking, I'm like, all right, I like this. This is a good switch up for me, but I'm excited to then run a marathon and try and focus on speed next in January. And then we'll go, I feel like I want to do the.
Did you enter the BPN Ultra? Did you buy the ticket?
Yeah, I didn't get chosen. Well, for the
lottery.
For the 50 miler.
Whatever they just announced yesterday.
That
what was that?
That's now
BPN Ultra
for the last man standing.
Okay.
So I entered they're doing a 50 miler in November, an overnight, which is pretty sick. It's called Survive.
So this is something different. I thought that's what this was.
Yeah, no,
what I saw yesterday.
That one.
Oh, okay.
This one they just opened the lottery for next year's last man.
Did you enter that one too?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's to me just like feels like throwing money away.
Yeah, especially because
$170 or something crazy.
And that one, like,
do it.
Obviously, I'm not winning that. Like,
well, yeah. Then you don't. But you're not even entered into it. It's a lottery.
Yeah. Oh, you don't pay for that though.
I think you do.
No, you don't.
You don't?
No. You only get paid if you get chosen.
You like give them the information.
Yeah,
that makes way more sense.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
That's not as bad.
So I put in for the survive. So ultimately, I wanted my next step. Well, I'll be doing the jackalope, but a 50 miler seems like the next logical.
It's a natural evolution
but
for sure.
That one I feel like would have been really sick because it's like it's a survive the night. So you start at like 7 p.m. and run through the night or something, and it's like it's kind of a mix of trail and road. Because I don't think there's much like elevation, but it's like a dirt, like it's probably like fairly easy on your body type deal. And it's 10 5-mile loops, but like I don't think you can stop, but like you can.
Yeah.
Or no, I shouldn't say you can't stop. It's not stopped for like a last man standing, but like you can come back to like an aid station, in between each lap type deal and just,
right. So
you have like 12 hours to finish it. I think.
Okay. So you have like an hour to do each one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty sick.
That is cool.
Yeah. So we'll see. But right now, definitely feeling the effects of the volume for sure.
Yeah. Wish we were going to be there when you finish so we could like hang out, but
drink 20,000 beers.
Bro.
That's what I'm hoping to do. I just want a beer bong waiting for me. Except for I probably don't because I'm going to probably feel like shit.
Honestly, I think you got to do the Coke first. Cocaine.
Yeah.
And then slam a Coors Light and then slam like some like double IPA right after.
Oh.
Just for the instant carbs.
Dude, the Coca-Cola.
It's pretty crazy, dude.
Is the move.
I was very
running down Shasta Valley. I'm just like, get me to the gas station. I need this Coke.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome. It's like what your body needs.
Yeah, you need sugar, you need carbs, you
instantly.
Need chemicals.
Yeah.
You need like chemicals.
Dude, my eyes are always like sunk in after like those runs.
I know
like,
when I finally got to the top and you guys were there, I was like looking at you. I was like, he does not look good.
Yeah, dude, my eyes
I actually got like because your eyes were like Roger Rabbit, like sunk in your head and like red, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna send it down the hill, boys.
Like, we're going down.
Yeah.
So
freaking crazy. But yeah, we're stoked. So I'll be gone next week running that race. I'm super excited. Sip's gonna get to. She's hanging out with Justy while we're down there. She's gonna be
good.
in Orange County.
Nice.
So,
and Mickey had her baby.
Yep. Shout out. What was her name? Francesca? Franny?
Frankie Jean.
Frankie
Jean.
Frankie. I shouldn't have just said. Bleep out the other one. I think that's the name that Sip wants.
What did you say?
Francesca.
Oh.
I think that's a name that she has in her.
Well, stop talking about it.
In her bucket. Yeah, so she's gonna see Justy while we're down there. But we're gonna try and get an episode out, a little compilation episode.
See what we can do.
For you guys next week, a little best of action or something. And then we should be back the following week. That'll be your
return.
That'll be like the 25th.
26
or something.
26, yeah.
We'll give a post race update for you. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the support.
Yes, we do. Every view matters.
Give your loved ones an extra squeeze today.
Yeah, for real.
You know, I'm not all about the peace and love, although I am. Sometimes I like to be a little violent. But,
yeah, I think the time for peace and love is always, but there is a time for violence, and that time is now.
But, you know, love your neighbor. Be a positive person. And tune into Relatively Speaking podcast to laugh your ass off. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace.